What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So, answering your guys' questions, part one. I'm probably going to only make maybe 2 or 3 videos on this particular series right now, but anyways, let's get on to the questions. I've got a pretty good amount here, so let's see. The first question, well, actually, the user that asked this is Manny Stovall, and he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. 7? Let's see. Yeah, seven questions. All right. His first one is, what is your thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie? I haven't seen it yet. But I really want to though. I would love to see the movie. So that's my thoughts. Uh, his second question, what is your thoughts on Resident Evil? Now, if you guys don't already know by now, I streamed Resident Evil 2 back maybe a month ago on YouTube, and throughout my hiatus on YouTube, I streamed it with Leon's Story on Twitch. And my thoughts on that game, I liked it. It was a good game. And I've also played a bit of Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 2. I haven't finished the game because it is so hard. So I overall don't have too much thoughts on the Resident Evil games right now, but maybe in the future I will. His third question is, have you heard of Go Animate? No, never heard of it. His fourth question is, do you like the Godzilla movies? Haven't watched them. His fifth question. Oh wait, whoa. His first. He had 6 questions. All right. His fifth question is, how come you hate birds? I hate birds because they pretty. If you guys don't already know this by now, this may offend some people, but I don't like birds. Okay, I don't like birds at all. And the reason I hate birds, there's 2 main reasons. Okay, one, because they do nothing but crap from the sky and make an annoying noise, and 2, because some of them eat your pets. That's the reason why I hate birds. And his last question is, are you excited for the Resident Evil 3 remake? Now, I haven't played Resident Evil 3, okay? So I don't have any thoughts on that right now. But I may stream it. If I have enough money to buy it, that is. Alright, next. LFC Gamer. He has 6 questions as well. Here are my questions down below. What wrestling games have you not played but would like to? Honestly, I don't really have any interest in playing any wrestling game anymore. So, yeah, I've lost all my passion for wrestling, so I don't really have any desire to play any more wrestling video games right now. His second question is, apart from the Rocky films, what are there any other movie series that you personally enjoy? Oh yeah, there's a lot. I love the Harry Potter movies. I love Austin Powers. I'm just gonna name specific movies, not just entire series. My favorite Rocky movie is Rocky 3. My favorite Harry Potter movie is The Chamber of Secrets. My favorite Austin Powers movie is The Spy Who Shagged Me. Those are such hilarious movie parodies. Uh, my favorite Star Wars movie, The Revenge of the Sith. Uh, Also, other movies in general that I really enjoy. I love RoboCop, Terminator 2, Kindergarten Cop. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of movies that I just really love. And it would pretty much take me a long time to do. Oh, and I should also name some of my favorite horror movies as well, because I really like horror movies. Friday the 13th Part 6 is my favorite. Freddy vs. Jason is my second favorite, because that's the first horror movie I ever watched. Uh, the It 2017 remake, uh, uh, Child's Play 2, Cult of Chucky, Sleepaway Camp, Pet Cemetery, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a lot of movies that I really enjoy. So, yeah, that's pretty much my answer. His third question, what is your least favorite game for the PS2? Now, I haven't even played a PS2 game that I downright hated, so I don't really have an answer to that question. Uh, his fourth question is, what is your favorite song from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? That's one of my favorite games ever made, by the way. I still have it on my Nintendo 64 right here. Uh, my favorite song on Ocarina of Time, I have to go with Requiem of Spirit. That's the song that you play to go to the Spirit Temple, which is my favorite temple in the game. So yeah, I like that song. But my favorite Legend of Zelda song overall, from any game ever, It's Dragon Roost Island, and it was from the Wind Waker, I think. Yeah, it was the Wind Waker. Uh, his fifth question, speaking of Ocarina of Time, have you played any of the other Zelda games? Yeah, I played a couple of other Zelda games. I've played a little bit of Twilight Princess. I haven't finished that game yet. Uh, and I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild recently because I recently got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. And it's a really fun game. They're both really fun games. But Ocarina of Time is the best one, if you ask me. And it's no wonder why people consider it the best game ever made. Uh, and his last question is, would you like to travel to England? If so, what places interest you the most? I would love to go to England. I would love to visit that place. Because one of the reasons why I would love to visit England is because I've had some candy bars from there. I know somebody's going to say that, they call candy bars chocolate bars, not candy bars, but I let that out of the way. I tried some candy bars from there that I really loved, and I'm pretty sure that the culture is just going to be just as good, if you ask me. Like British people just seem like really nice people, if you ask me. So I would love to visit England. That's one of the top three countries I would love to visit. All right, that's all those questions done. Next set of questions. Glenn Gormley Gamer. He has four questions. Any tips for losing weight? I'm kind of struggling at the minute. For those of you who don't know, back throughout last year, I lost about 33 pounds. I mean, unfortunately, I gained 23 of those pounds back. No, 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 not 23, not 23. Let's see. I started at 211 pounds and I lost 33. That makes a total of 107. 107. I was down to 178 pounds. Okay, and so unfortunately, I'm now weighing exactly 200 pounds right now, and I'm trying to get back on track to losing that. But anyways, all that out of the way, tips for losing weight. I don't really necessarily have any strong tips personally. I mean, because not everyone's body is the same, so this may not work for you. But what I personally did was I ate a ton of fiber, like a ton of fiber, like at least 40 grams of fiber a day. One, because it did help me lose weight, and the other is because it kept me from crapping blood as well. I have ulcerative colitis. Uh, and I also at one point did intermittent fasting, which is like, only eating for 8 hours a day. Like setting a schedule. Like I started eating at 9:30, but I stopped eating at 5:30. Uh, and other than that, I didn't really cut out any foods at all because, my body doesn't really necessarily need me to do that for me to lose weight. As far as I've tested out, that is. So yeah, I ate a lot of fiber. I sometimes did intermittent fasting, and the exercises I did about twice a week, about 5 minutes of high intensity interval training. That's like cardio that burns a lot of calories. So those are my tips for losing weight. And his third question, three video games you know well but never owned. Let's see, one that I know really well but I never owned is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. The Sly Cooper games are my favorite games ever made, alright? For those of you who don't know. I love the Sly Cooper game so much, and unfortunately I don't have a PS3, so I wasn't able to play Thieves of Time, but I did watch an entire gameplay walkthrough of it, and I know that game very well. And another game that I know very well but I've never owned, let's see. Uh, I honestly think that's the only one. I think that's the only one. Anyways, next question. How excited are you for The Last of Us Part 2? I personally can't wait. I can't wait for that game either. Like, I played the first game a long time ago on YouTube, and I really liked it. It was a great game. And I can't wait for Part 2 to come out. And his last question is, if you didn't have a PS2, what would your favorite console be? Now, if I still had this console, it would definitely be PS3. But I don't have that console either. The PS3 is my second favorite console. And if I had to pick one that I own right now that would be my favorite console, it would be my Nintendo 64 that's sitting right here. And, yep, that's his questions done. Uh, Next question. Jacksepticeye 2. My question. What's your routine? I'm not gonna go over my routine because it would take way too long to do. Anyways, Daniel Edwards. He has 4 questions. When's the first time you've been baking and how long? Now, I've been cooking in general since I was 10 years old, okay? That's pretty much when I started cooking in general, okay? And baking, I think I was the same age. And I'm 20 years old right now, so that means I've been baking for 10 years. His second question, this is a wrestling question. If you guys don't know, I used to be a wrestling fan. I'm not anymore. Uh, what do you think about anti-smarks who attack people for having different opinion about a wrestler or other wrestling companies, calling them smarks, praising the big guys, and complaining about WWE and not watching other wrestling promotions? I made a video about this before. I made 2 rants talking about this, and it's about this whole smart and anti-smart thing. That's one of the other reasons why I can't stand being a wrestling fan anymore. I don't watch wrestling anymore because of these idiots. These smarks and anti-smarks, they're both just a bunch of bigots who hate each other for having a different opinion than them. That's all this whole thing is. I truly don't think either of those terms are realistic. The word smart really just came from it was just a stupid term that came from a wrestler who was talking crap about certain fans that are annoying. So yeah, I hate both the smarks and the anti-smarks. They're both equally bad. They both give wrestling fans a bad name, and they just make being a fan an embarrassment. All right. And his third question is, what fan base do you think is the worst? I think the wrestling fan base. I said this in a video, and the video was titled that wrestling fans are the worst fans of all time, and I still stand by that. I think wrestling fans are the worst fans ever. And his fourth question, have you heard that Kobe Bryant died along with his daughter? Now, I'm not a sports fan, okay? I'm not into basketball, but I heard about the Kobe Bryant and his daughter dying in a helicopter crash, and that's a sad thing. So, yeah. Fourth question, Ultrasonic Hero, one of my moderators. And he's also a fellow YouTuber as well. Go check him out. He's got some really good videos. If you're a Sonic fan, what are your top 3 favorite Sonic games and why? I do love Sonic. I've loved Sonic since I was 7 or 8 years old, and actually 9 years old. 9 years old. I've been a fan since. My top 3 favorite Sonic games. My favorite Sonic game is Sonic Unleashed. I love Sonic Unleashed, and the reason why I love that game is because I just think it's so cool that Sonic can transform into like this werehog at night. It's just the coolest thing ever. Second favorite Sonic game, Sonic Heroes. That game is also a really big part of my childhood, and it's just a really fun game to me. Getting to play as 3 teams in there: Team Sonic, Team Dark, I think, Team Rose, and I forgot the other team. It was a team of Vector, Epsio, and Charmy B. But yeah, that was a really fun game in my opinion. And third favorite game, I'm gonna say this isn't necessarily a Sonic game, it's more of a crossover. But Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games on the Wii. I love that game. It's a really big part of my childhood. It's really fun getting to use Mario and Sonic and other characters from both franchises compete against each other in Olympic Games. And the Olympic Games in general are just so fun as well. So yeah, that's my top 3. Anyways, next one. Franklin, aka Johnny367. I got 5 questions. First one, is it true that Melina is coming back for Mortal Kombat 11? I don't freaking know. Uh, Number 2, his second question. What are your thoughts on the PS5 and Resident Evil 8 coming out? I can't wait for the PS5 to come out. I really can't. But considering that, I'm gonna have to get myself a job soon so I can afford that thing. And Resident Evil 8, I hope Resident Evil 8 is not in first person like Resident Evil 7 was. I refuse to play Resident Evil 7 solely because it's a first person game. I hate first person games. His third question, if zombie apocalypse happened, what gun would you bring? What gun would I bring? I would have a minigun. I think a minigun would do the job best. His fourth question: would you rather play the Saw games or the Call of Duty games? The Saw games? Are you kidding me? I hate Call of Duty. It's a first-person shooter. I'm not gonna play that crap. And I haven't played the Saw games, but they look fun. Uh, his fifth question: why do you think the PS2 is better than the PS4? I don't necessarily think that it's better. It's just my favorite console. It's my favorite console because it's the console that I grew up playing. It's the console that my favorite video game franchises are on. So yeah, I love the PS2 so much. It's my favorite console. And yeah, and the last question in this set is Ernesto Rodriguez. Would you ever play Five Nights at Freddy's? I already played Five Nights at Freddy's. I played Five Nights at Freddy's outside of YouTube, way before I started YouTube, when I was like 15 years old. So yeah. But that's part one of me answering your guys' questions. If you have any more questions, leave in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you like this video, thumb it up. Hate this video, thumb it down. All my social media will be down below in the description box. And be sure to subscribe and become a member of the JW faction. See you later.